Activity does not equal training. What's up, champions? All right, today I want to talk to you about a couple of things, okay? Namely, that activity does not equal training. Okay, sometimes one of the most common mistakes that people make is that they assume that because you're getting sweaty, that might be good cardiovascular activity, but maybe it even isn't that. Sometimes you're just doing some work and you think that that's actually a training session or a workout session, and it might not be. Are you getting your heart rate up? Are you getting the cardiovascular training that you need? Now, if you're trying to be an athlete, that's just for general health. Everybody needs to have, you probably need to have a good steady state, 125 beats per minute plus, maybe a little more, 20 minutes a day, 6 days a week. You need that. I need that. We all need that. We're gonna have good heart health. That's in addition to diet. That's just about activity, okay? Now, you can actually have a very active job. I know people that think because they clean the house, you're an active housewife and you watch the kids or whatever. It doesn't mean you're working out. It doesn't mean you're exercising. Sometimes we make the mistake of thinking that because we're not obese, somehow we're in good shape. You might not be, okay? It just depends. Now, as an athlete, you can make the mistake of thinking that because you are working out and because you are training, that somehow that's making you better. It might not be, because not all activity, I maintain that burpees are good for just general getting exhausted, but they don't help your skill set at all. I have more skill set specific activities for explosivity, for training, and for muscular endurance and for those kind of things that we can do that are sport specific. So in karate specifically, I would much rather have some of my athletes do several other exercises that I have that are gonna actually make them better in combat, better in competition, than just simply getting sweaty. Getting sweaty doesn't mean getting better. And that sometimes a workout might not need to happen like you think it does. You need to actually plan. So I want to show you a couple things here, okay? Namely, one, when we talk about getting ready for peak performance, okay, peak versus prime. I'll talk about that in a second. Peak versus prime. But if this right here, this is go time. This is the tournament. This is the national championships. This is the world championships. Whatever. This is the date. Let's say it's July 4th. That's go time. This is the day that your weight needs to be what it is. If you're in a kilo division, if you're in a specific weight class, this is when everything needs to be clicking. So what do we need to do? Let me tell you what most people do. Most people don't start 8 weeks out. Most people wait until 3 weeks out, and then they think like they're gonna cram for the test, and then they try to wear their body out all the way up to the competition. That actually works for beginners. It's still not the best, but I have seen beginners really go because it's that fresh, and they go in there and they just kill themselves right before, and they get in there. It's kind of like cramming for the test in 8th grade. It worked. When you got into law school or a higher level education, engineering school or whatever, and you're in your senior year, if you don't know it by the time the test comes around, you don't know it. So similar to that, the higher the level of whatever this is, go time, this is the day, this is the competition, the more you need to have done things way ahead of time. So what we do is we call it fight camp. We don't really necessarily go anywhere like professional fighters do, but we'll start this is week 1, or it could be backwards. You could call this week 8, okay, or week 9. But the first, and I have a 4-tier system, okay? So 8 weeks out, right here, I do what I call level 1 scheduling for the week. I'll schedule it. I'll do a couple of cardio sessions. I'll do a couple of, since I train in karate and we have 2 primary divisions, kata, which is forms, and fighting. So I'll do some drills here for my fighting stuff, for my tactical and technical. And so it won't be killer. I shouldn't be too sore because I'm always training all year round. So week 1 should feel like actually a fairly easy week. Now, when I go to the second week in my training camp, I'm gonna go up to a level 2 to 3. Okay, there's 4 levels. There's this 1, 2, 3, and 4 levels. Okay. Now, when I get to this one right here, I'm hitting it harder. I'm doing more cardio. I'm doing a couple of days. I do 2 workouts a day. Then the third week, this is what we call pedal to the metal. Okay, this is Ridiculousville. I'm doing 6 days, working out 6 days that week, and I'm doing 2-a-days every single day. I'm getting 10 to 12 training sessions in that week. I'm gonna be sore. I'm gonna rethink my life. I'm gonna look forward to Sunday because that's the day I don't do anything. Then on week number 4, I'm gonna drop it all the way back down to a first level. It's kind of a recovery week. I'm still doing just enough. I'm doing a little bit of steady state cardio. I'm gonna do a couple of sessions of kata. I'm not doing any 2-a-days. I'll probably get in 4 workouts that week, maybe 5 workouts that week. Then week 5, I go all the way back up to pedal to the metal. Craziness. 10 to 12 workouts that week. This is nuts, but now my body takes it a lot better than it did here because I've built up. I gave myself a rest. Boom, I'm right back. And then week 6, we drop it back a notch, just one little notch. I'm now 3rd level. I went from pedal to the metal here, and here I'm just under that. I'm maybe doing 3 days that week. I'm doing 2-a-days. And then the other day, so I maybe am getting 8 workouts in, but I'm training and I'm honing my skill and I'm getting good and I'm working my cardio steady state and I'm alternating. One day steady state cardio, another day I'm doing some HIIT, high intensity interval training. And then I come over here, the 7th week out. Now I'm 2 weeks away. 7th week out, I drop it down to a 2. So now I'm doing a workout each day, but one day I'm taking off. Okay, so this is a pretty good pace. About 6 workouts that week, and they're not all level, the hardest level workouts. I aim for about, even on these hard weeks, these weeks I'll be aiming for one really just super tough week. And we actually color code our workouts. A green is an easy one. That might be like steady state cardio for 25, 30 minutes. A red is a really intense workout, but not as killer as it could be, but it's way harder than the green, and that's a red workout. And that one might be like a high intensity interval training for 20 minutes. And then a black. A black is like I'm probably going for an hour, and I am going pedal to the metal. I'm drenched. I'm gonna have to make sure that I'm very careful. I'm getting enough sleep. Got to make sure that I'm careful of my nutrition. Okay, so on weeks 3 and 5, I'm getting about 3 or 4 black workouts in, and then I'm getting a few, and it's either black or red. These are black and red weeks. Okay, week 2 is lots of green on the 2nd level. Okay, and here. And then and week 1 is all green. And then when we finally get all the way here to 1 week before your competition, everything is green. Everything is easy. We're just gonna do some skills and drills. We're just gonna work some light skill stuff for sparring. We're not gonna do any hard sparring here. We're gonna be working our kata. We're working on technical technique. I'm gonna get my heart rate up a little bit. I'll make sure I'm staying in my cardiovascular shape. And week of competition, 5 days, 6 days before it's go time, I'm doing so little. All I'm doing is honing skill. All I'm doing is honing technique, okay? Because the goal is to both be the most rested that I can be and the best trained that I can be. Those are competing goals, but if you'll use my pyramid system, where you come up here, you drop way down, good recovery week, come back up, and then you stair step it down, all the way down to here. And right here, this is called a gold medal. Okay?